Hey, welcome to UK Wild Crafts. So wild garlic has to be one of the UK's favourite wild foods. So I thought I'd do a series on some of my favourite ways to cook and use it. I'll start with a nice simple one, wild garlic butter. It's something that I make every year and you can freeze it and then use it to bring a nice taste of wild garlic to any dish throughout the year. And I'll probably be using this butter as an ingredient in several other videos in this series. If you're not sure on how to identify wild garlic, I have done a video on its identification. I'll leave the link to that video in the description. So all you need is butter and your wild garlic. I recommend using unsalted butter because if you're using this wild garlic butter as an ingredient in other dishes, you might not want any extra salt in it. So if you use unsalted butter, then you can control the amount of salt that you're putting into your dishes. And leave your butter out of the fridge for a while until it goes nice and soft. Get your wild garlic and wash it under cold water. So for every 250 gram block of butter, I use about 60 grams of wild garlic. There you can use more or less depending on your own taste. So I'm using 500 grams of butter and I'll weigh out 120 grams of wild garlic. In fact, I may as well just use up the rest of this. So that's 131 grams of wild garlic to 500 grams of butter. And then what you want to do is get your butter and put it in a blender. And with your wild garlic, you want to get about 2/3 of it and put it in with the butter and leave about 1/3 of it to spare. And then you just want to blend it until you get a nice smooth mixture. And that's how you want it, nice and smooth, a nice bright green colour. And then you want to get the remaining wild garlic and just shred it really finely. So you get really nice thin ribbons. And then just mix that wild garlic in with the butter. So now what we need to do is to roll the wild garlic butter mix into a ballantine. And to do that, just get some cling film best to get 2 layers. And you want to get a cloth and smooth it down to get rid of any air pockets. You just want to get your butter mix and spread it along the cling film. Sometimes after blending, the butter can go a bit loose. If it does, just pop it in the fridge for 5 minutes or so just to help it firm up a bit. But you don't want to put it in for too long, because if it sets properly, then you won't be able to roll it. So just stick it down on the cling film. Just make sure you leave a bit of a gap on either side so that you can twist the ends. And just take the end of the cling film, roll it over the top. And just twist it up. And twist the ends around. And on one side just push it up like that, and the same on the other side, and then just grip each end and you can just roll. And you should get a nice even sausage like that. So what you do then is you can just set that in the fridge and that will set, and you can use it in, well, however long was left on the date of the butter. You can leave it in the fridge for that long, or you can put it in the freezer and then you can use it all year round. So when you mix butter with another ingredient like this, we call it a compound butter, and we use it quite a lot in restaurants. Especially like tarragon butter is really popular to use with steaks, but I think wild garlic butter has got to be one of my favourites. And this goes really well with steak, potatoes, and you can make garlic bread with it. So when you mix the whole leaves in the mixture at the end, you get this nice sort of marbled effect, which I quite like.